Hi everyone, and thank you for watching my animation on the importance of water and sanitation. As you can see by the statistics I threw out in the video, there is a ton of people who don't have access to clean drinking water. So the reason that I did it for our Intro to Safety project was really to open up the idea that a lot of people aren't aware of because we have such access to clean drinking water. And I think it's something that a lot of people take for granted. So with the 5 E's and how they relate to my topic, you first start with engineering. With water safety, engineering could be adding filtration system to all lines of water so that you're in contact with safe water from the source. In Flint, Michigan, the state government could provide resources to replace the water lines that are causing the lead poisoning, which I understand is a huge expense for them, but water is a basic necessity of life, and I think it's very important that they replace their pipes now because they've run out of state funding for water, so they have to do something. With enforcement, you could go to your senators and governors for change and pressure them for legislative action and instill that fear in them that they won't be reelected if they don't do this change. With education, individuals can take action by contributing in the local water protection effort, reducing the use of pesticides in and around their home, and ensuring that septic tanks are properly maintained. Also being educated on where you could receive potential funding from the EPA programs like Drinking Water Safe Revolving Fund and the Clean Water State Revolving Fund. Next, you have economic incentives. Conducting free source water assessments. Source water assessments provide information on sources of drinking water used in public water systems. The studies and reports developed in the state to help local governments, utilities, and other sources to protect the drinking water. According to the EPA.gov, the first step is to identify source water protection. My family has well water. The source would be our well. Step 2 is to conduct an inventory of potential sources of contamination, like checking all the pipes that come into contact with it. Step 3 is to determine the vulnerability of the water supply to contaminate. Some wells in our neighborhood have an old rusted pipe for the pump and an opening to the hole of the well. When we moved in about 10 plus years ago, my dad updated to an electric pump, replaced the hatch, and put locks on them. He keeps it maintained and replaces everything 6 months. An emergency response to water safety would be the government providing rationed bottled water, just like they did in Flint, Michigan. So with water, it seems that we're surrounded by it. It covers over 70% of the Earth's surface and makes up approximately 70% of the human body. So why are so many people concerned about conserving it? Simply because despite the fact there's so much of it, only a tiny fraction of water, about less than 1%, is accessible and safe for human consumption. Also consider that the average American personally uses 80 to 100 gallons of water every single day. With all of that H2O constantly flowing, it can be easy to forget just how rare fresh water really is. And although it is possible to treat unsafe water in order to purify it for consumption, the process itself requires massive amounts of energy, as well as a lot of money. So when it comes down to it, every drop that can be conserved will only help us all out in the long run. But how can each of us do our own separate part to spread the word about the importance of water conservation? Well, believe it or not, sometimes a simple slogan can do wonders. Don't let life slip down the drain.